Father Tony really is the spiritual leader of our parish. He does it beautifully and he does it with great giftedness. And I guess I'm the educational leader, and when we meet in the middle is so important, how those two things, mesh together to bring that fullness and that full flourishing, which is what we want for our kids.
My role as the spiritual leader, the sort of godfather of the parish and of the school, gives me that opportunity to specialise in my connections, my experience, my networks over 44 years of priesthood.
I think giving a voice in terms of the parents, giving a voice to the parents, but also feeding the great work that's being done back to the parents as well, to show them that we are thinking about things outside of the classroom learning. And I think that's what we talk about a lot.
One of the great things about the school and the parish working together is that we're both on a vision team for the whole parish.
But I think for me, being part of the parish vision team's been really central to that. So that's that team that it's not only about the school, it's looking at what the goal of the parish is and how the school fits into that. So I think that's been really important in terms of getting us on the same page as a vision team, and then being able to see, well, what are the opportunities for the school to connect in with the different initiatives in the parish or the different foci or various goals.
I was warned all along, don't have your principal on your vision team. They haven't got the time to devote to the work of that team. Mary and I talked long and hard about this, and I'm very satisfied and happy that a little bit of Mary's time on our vision team is more than worth the disadvantage of her not being as available as some would might like. The good thing about the change to the new model is the removal of the governance of the school and the employment of contracts with the teachers in the school from my responsibilities. That was always an area for some conflict of interest, because as the employer, I was also expected to be the pastoral carer as the parish priest. And so to be both the confidant and consoler and the employer is a really difficult conflict of interest.
For some parish priests, it has been really hard to relinquish that power and control, and understanding that, I think understanding how difficult that is has been really key. So I guess it's about building that empathy in yourself for what the other is going through.
I guess there are some people who enjoy having total control, but that's not my style. I try and encourage them to open up to the Holy Spirit a bit and leave a bit of room. Don't control it to the point where it happens. The result is always limited by your imagination. By opening up to the Spirit, we can often be surprised at how much better things can be than we would have planned ourselves.
I think sometimes too, from a school perspective, you're so enmeshed in it, you're so embroiled in there, you're in the thick of it, you're embedded in everything you're doing, that you can sort of forget that perhaps you may not have communicated that as clearly as you could have, or that there's a missing piece of the puzzle from parents. So I think that's where the advisory council comes in too, because often the questions they might ask, say, about the principal's report that I prepare every month, they help me to get an insight into, okay, this is where we could perhaps strengthen our communication, we could let parents know that more clearly. So I think from that point of view, the advisory council is great, because they'll often ask a question and I think, gosh, that gives me a different take on that issue or that initiative or whatever it is.
We live in this life where, the parents are busy. We hardly sometimes get to talk to our kids. So it's really important, the conversations that Father Tony or the religious leaders in the school teaches our kids and touches on these important matters, so we can follow it up, or they bring it back and they talk to us, and then we see how we can support it within our family context.
I would still go to Father Tony for advice. I've still spoken to him about challenges that I might be having with a particular parent or a family, or getting his advice on things like that. So in terms of his relationship with me and the school, Father Tony has that really lovely balance of deep respect and trust in the staff here and the team here, knowing that we know what we're doing and we're going to do it to our very best. But he's also always deeply interested. So there's that lovely balance of him letting us get on with the job, but also having deeply invested in what we do and the way we do it.
It's more than just the education of each child. It's about building a community of children, of giving them resilience and connectedness and problem-solving skills, and being able to sort things out among themselves peaceably, to be able to appreciate and read the room and be aware of others who might be feeling on the outer or not as connect, and reaching out to them. Those are the sort of skills that we build in the community, I think, are the Catholic experience that these children will take through the rest of their lives. We're trying to get people to walk in each other's shoes, to have that awareness and the compassion, and to realise that not only is this person different to you, their experiences are different to you. You could learn from them, but you also need to be open to their needs as well.
That's very important for a parent sometimes. So, it's our kids. Sometimes it's part of us. We're very emotional when it comes to that. So when someone listens to you and you're heard, that's very important. And know that your kid's then safe. So I think, the school does that really well.
We learn anything from St Francis Xavier, that's what we learn, that there is always new frontiers to cross, there's always new things to learn, there's always decisions to be made, there's always courageous moves to be made. But I think you do it in partnership, and you do it knowing that we have each other's backs, and we also do it knowing that if one of us does need to be gently challenged, that I think we're willing to do that. And I think that's a really great place to be.